Tom Sater with some breaking news, actually, just in the last couple of moments. YouTube, now, I've got big issues with this. YouTube has suspended the monetisation of Russell Brand's YouTube channel for, they say, violating our creator responsibility policy. It's a Google-owned company. Now, having had our YouTube site taken down for me apparently violating policy with interviews with perfectly credible people about COVID policy and vaccines, none of which in any way breached any reasonable rules at all. It's just a free debate. It was just censorship. Tom Sater, what do you make of that?
I think this is outrageous. I think that, it doesn't matter how you feel about Russell Brand and these allegations. If you're in a situation in which a social media company or a content company such as this can deprive people of their monetisation and their livelihood, if they are accused of crimes, you've got to realise the dodgy road that leaves it down. If someone should be able to protest their innocence, someone should be able to continue to do their job, continue to make money, even if they're accused of the most heinous things. That has no impact on how we should think about the case itself. These things are totally separate, but I think this takes us into very dark territory, and also I think will only reinforce the idea amongst his more harebrained supporters that this is all a big WEF establishment stitch-up.
Yeah, and it's a big conspiracy. Yeah, they're just giving it, they're playing along with that thing. This is the thing, this urge everyone has to cancel, censor, punish. Look, he's been accused of some very nasty crimes. He has a right to defence. I think those cases should come to court. I think those claims are credible, but also I can understand there could be a defence or something. I really, really do think people are entitled to make their own judgment, but not to issue punishment on someone who has not been convicted of any crime. And this is the bit that I find difficult. The whole this rush to judgment that people have, and that's in no way to sort of not believe the victims, or alleged victims. It's just to be it's not our job. It's not YouTube's job to sit as judge and jury on Russell Brand and allegations of sex assault. It's not their job. I mean, YouTube, owned by Google, I mean, look, they took down our channel. Again, it's how you monetise, your output. They took down our channel because of 3 interviews that I did about COVID, asking perfectly reasonable, legitimate questions about policies that massively restricted our lives, enforcing, vaccines on people and goodness knows what. I watched back all of those 3 interviews. They never told us what the issue was until afterwards. I watched back those 3 interviews. There was nothing wrong. There was nothing factually wrong. There was nothing unreasonable discussed by either me or my guest in any of those. It's censorship, pure and simple. Russell Brand has a right to reply. I mean, unless he's sort of, God forbid, sexually assaulting women on air, and on his YouTube page, then they've got no right to get involved in this.
And let's take Russell Brand out of it for a second. Are we saying that we should have a standard here, which is when someone is accused of a crime and is protesting their innocence, that a company like YouTube, owned by Google, as you say, should essentially pick a side in that discussion, that they should put their thumb on the scale, they should say this person can't protest their innocence, can't make money on our platform as they have done previously. That's a very dodgy standard, to put it lightly, to enter into.
Exactly, and the idea that these are the people who we want is sitting in judge and jury. I mean, someone sitting in California deciding what happens in this country. No, sorry, not having it. It's an outrageous move, this.